Hey friends, welcome to Wright's Homestead, homesteading in the city. Today I have a few errands I have to run and a few things to do at the house. So I figured I would just kind of bring you along with me, show you what my day is like. Homesteading in the city is quite different than what you would be doing in the country or out in the mountains or whatever. There's not as much stuff to do on your property, in your land. Because you don't have all the animals, you don't have all of that, but you still got stuff you got to go do. So today I loaded up all of my 5-gallon water. I'm getting gas right now. So I loaded up all of my water jugs. I'm going to get some water at Blue Jug Water, so I'm going to take you there. And then I got a few more things to do, and I got a few more things at the house. So I thought it'd be fun that you just kind of come along with me, see what my day is like when I'm not working, but I'm working at the homestead. So I just went and got gas, and that just hurts me. It really hurts me every time I fill up with gas. That extra $20 to fill up, y'all, that stings a little bit. And I know for some people it's more than that. I know my husband's a little bit more in his truck, more than $20 extra every time you fill up. Definitely puts a limit on all of your running around that you take for granted, I'll tell you that. All right, well, I am off to my next stop, which is I have to go to a sign company because I have a fencing company as well, and I need to get some quotes and some things ordered. So that's where I'm headed to now, and I will see y'all in a little bit. All right, so got the shirts taken care of and ordered, and sweatshirts and all that. I'm gonna tell you, men are almost as bad as women when you have to choose colors and what you want and all that. So, but we got it done, we got it ordered, and now I'm off to, I think, to get water is my next stop. I'm going to get some water at Blue Jug Water, because our water here in the city, of course we're on city water, you don't want to drink that at all. So we have a company, it's called Blue Jug, which I believe is a chain. And if y'all have a Blue Jug in your area, you really need to check it out, because what they do is they put all of the minerals back into the water. So you're getting what you really need when you drink water, And so that's what we use. We, about once a month we fill up all of our jugs. And they'll last us roughly about a month, maybe a little more, depending on the season, of course. If it's summertime, we go through a lot more. But that's what we use, and it's actually almost, it's either the same price or maybe a little bit cheaper than going to Walmart or somewhere else and just buying gallons of water. It's like maybe $1.20 a gallon, but you have all of your minerals back in it. So I think I have like 6 5-gallon or maybe 7 5-gallon jugs that we go and we fill up, like I said, once a month or something like that, just so we will have water that our body needs. So that's where I'm headed right now, and then after that I'm not sure what all I got left to do, but it's water time. So I decided I was hungry, so my next stop is not water, but I am in the drive-thru at Popeyes, which is not the healthiest, but they have some really good chicken nuggets. So I am in line at Popeyes waiting on chicken nuggets. Now, the lines at Popeyes over here where I'm at in Lake Charles, Louisiana, they are massive, because a lot of places still have not reopened after the hurricane a year and a half ago. A lot of places are still destroyed. A lot of places are just not opening back up because of financial issues, insurance issues, all of that kind of craziness. So a lot of places And this isn't, I don't think it's just our area. I think it's like all over, but a lot of places are having a hard time finding employees to actually come to work. So they are limited. A lot of places are limited on their hours, what they can do. You know, that's another big reason why a lot of people aren't open. So right now it's just a drive-through. A lot of our restaurants that have a drive-through, that's the only thing that's open is their drive-through. And with Popeyes chicken right now in this area, it is just drive-through only. So the one that is over by our house, I'm not kidding you, that line will be wrapped around and it will go out on the road into the next parking area that is a grocery store. Okay, so if you want Popeye's chicken on that side of town, you are sitting in line for a very long time. And I will not do that. I don't. I did it once or twice, but I don't do that anymore. I mean, that's just really wanting some fried chicken, y'all. So I'm on the other side of town where the line is not so long. You know, it's just a normal 5-6 cars right now in front of me because it's almost lunchtime. It's 10:44, and it's crazy how when a natural disaster or any, you know, just you think about that little hiccup, that it wasn't a little hiccup, it was a major hiccup. I mean, that Hurricane Laura and then Delta, and then let me tell y'all what we went through. Hurricane Laura was actually a Category 5 hurricane. The winds clocked at a Category 5. They actually broke the scale or the meter or whatever that they measure it with at the airport actually broke during the hurricane, but they had winds clocked at Category 5. It's pretty much a direct hit on us. Then 3 months later, we had Hurricane Delta that hit us. Then we had a freeze. Y'all, we froze. We live in Southwest Louisiana. And we had a major freeze last year. It's crazy. I mean, we had a major freeze. Then in May, we had a record-breaking flood in Lake Charles, literally. Our neighbor walked across the street and the water was up to her rib cage. Major flood. All of this within a year and 3 months maybe. Lake Charles was hit with all of this. So a lot of construction. Oh, and then just last month we had major tornadoes rip through a whole section of the town. So yeah, so Lake Charles has been through a few little hiccups here, and a lot of businesses just cannot recover from that. And you throw in the that big pandemic, you know, and we cannot recover, and so it's sad, you know, and it makes it very limited on some things. But we are definitely doing our best here, doing what we can, and that is one reason why we started homesteading, you know, supply, to have our own supply. But yeah, so I really wanted chicken nugget. I said all of that to say I really wanted chicken nuggets. So so we're sitting in line. I'm sitting in line. I'm gonna get my chicken nuggets, and then I'm gonna go and go get my water, and then go home and do a few things. I will be dehydrating some greens and some lettuce and stuff. So I will bring y'all along with that and show y'all the Excalibur and all of that. But it is my turn to go order, so I will talk with y'all later. Alright, just finished with Blue Jug, getting all of my my water. And I did the math on it just to share with y'all. So basically, it's kind of like Smart Water. If you go buy Smart Water in the store, and y'all know how expensive it is for a bottle of Smart Water. So I did the math, and for for 5 gallons of the Blue Jug water, it averages out to $1.37 a gallon. That's it. So it is so much better economically, and the water is just better for you because it's not sitting in a plastic bottle that you don't know how long it's been bottled, sitting in the warehouse, sitting wherever it is, sitting on the shelf, whatever. You know, this is fresh water. They fill it while you're right there, and then you have your water for however long it lasts you. Now ours, and we have the special 5-gallon jugs that are with the BPC or BP, whatever it is, free, so we don't get that leaching of the plastic. So we have our bottles, and it'll last us 4 to 6 weeks roughly, depending on what's going on in our life at the time. But that's what it is. It's $1.37 a gallon, y'all, to get a Blue Jug. It's alkaline water. You know, you can get some with extra minerals added into it. It's a little bit more. When my husband has flare-ups or just going through some rough little patches with his disability, we'll get some with the extra minerals in there to help him. But if you have a Blue Jug in your area, I really suggest, you know, they'll recommend that you go and you try them out. You don't have to excuse me, you don't have to get it in 5-gallon jugs. You can actually get it in gallon jug, whatever you want, you know, whatever size that you're wanting. And this one actually has natural like vitamins and teas and different things there as well. So I did pick up some CoQ10 for my husband because he's out of, and I normally will get his vitamins from Young Living because I am a Young Living representative, but I get them from them because they absorb really well in his body, and I you know, I just like the way that they work with his body. You know, not all, even when it comes to natural stuff, not everything's gonna work well with your body, but the Young Living vitamins, they do. So that's where I normally get them, but they have been out of the Omega Gies, which is their equivalent of the CoQ10 for a while. So I've seen some here, and it's a non-GMO, I've read the ingredients and everything. So I picked up a bottle, and I just want to see how they do with him. You know, see how his body reacts with that. So now I think I'm done with my running, unless something pops in my head on the way home. So I'm gonna head home and start with whatever I gotta do at the house. So I will see you when I get to the house. So I literally just did a whole video thinking I was videoing, but I wasn't. Oh my goodness. So I just made it home. Well, probably about 5 minutes ago, because I thought I was videoing. But I'm not going to unload the water because when the guys get off of work, they can unload the water. But we are going to just take a little tour of the yard since I'm out here. Show y'all what's happening here. This is my cilantro, which is beautiful. This is my chocolate mint right here. And I will be dehydrating some of that here, drying it out pretty soon. Pretty soon. Look at this, y'all. Tomatoes. Just everywhere. Still tomatoes. So as they get a little bit bigger, I'm just gonna come and get them. Just keep making my sauce verde, right? We still got a lot of greens. John loves these little mustard greens. So I will be harvesting those some more today, and I'm going to smother those down for him. Put some onions, some sausage, maybe some leftover turkey. Put that down there and just make a good old meal. Here we have something's been in my marigolds, and I'm pretty sure it's the neighborhood cats. So if y'all have a suggestion on how to stop the neighborhood cats from coming in our yard as humanely as possible, please let me know. I have Brussels sprouts and cabbage. Look how beautiful. I just love the way they look. And then y'all, more tomatoes. So full, y'all. Full. Okay, so now we're going to go to the front yard. I'm going to take a shortcut here. Our fence ain't up, so I can just walk around the pole. And come on out here to the front yard. Here, you see our garden. Some more of these greens here that I will be coming out and cutting here pretty soon. Today, we got some Brussels sprouts here. Onions. Fennel is going crazy. I just need to figure out how to harvest the fennel to make tea. That's what I'm going to do with it. Here. Look at these cabbages. Oh my goodness. Look at them. They like the Cabbage Patch. Get a little baby. Put in there, Cabbage Patch baby. Some more Brussels sprout. I got a ton of peppers here that I'll be coming out and cutting too. And my asparagus I will be cutting for the winter. I'll do that today or this weekend or something. And just using that as a bed covering, you know, is what I've been seeing. So that's how I'm going to do it and see how that works. Over here, look at the kale. Our kale is going really well. So pretty. And arugula. This is garlic. Garlic. It's time to water. I need to water. This is elephant head garlic in here. And then this is onion. That is onion right there. And this is arugula. So that is the pan of the front part of our yard right now. Springtime, it'll look completely different. We'll have a lot more stuff. Places. You know, if we're still here, we are thinking about getting property a little further north from here and just having some acreage so we can have more of more animals and more area to grow stuff. But that all has to plan out in God's timing, not ours, right? So here is some more cabbage. We finally took these okra plants up that was here. I got to come out and get the onions. The cabbages are doing beautiful. I got beans here that I need to come and pick and harvest today. So I will be doing some beans here today. Look at these beautiful cabbages, y'all. Beautiful cabbages. My lantana that I pulled up about a month or so ago, I had to move it and transplant it. I'm so glad it's finally coming back. It was so pretty. And of course, when you move it and you disrupt it, you know, it messes everything up. But it's coming back. Here is some more of that mustard green. It's like an oriental mustard green, but my husband loves it. And then my rosemary, which that did the same thing. This, when my husband moved these planters over, you can see the circle right here. This is where they were. So he moved them so the lawnmower could, you know, we could pass the lawnmower in between the rows. And of course, when you do that, you mess up the root system on everything. And my beautiful, oh my God, the rosemary was so beautiful. It just like withered up, and I was like, no, you killed it. But it came back, and then I planted another one right beside it, right there, just in case. But it came back, so he's saved. He was saved He was saved, but my onions, I got to come and pull my onions up. And I don't know, I'll make something with it. Maybe some more onion top pesto and give as gifts. And then, of course, freeze some stuff. But, oh, let me show you this. I, over, I don't know, maybe 2 months. Might not be quite 2 months, but anyway, I picked a bunch of okra that was too big to eat, you know, too tough. And I strung it up to dry it out for seed. And so we have this, and I have this. So we're gonna have quite a bit of okra. Got a couple still in the drying process. And then I have some in the house as well. Plus we have packets of, we're gonna have okra. We'll have okra. Nothing else, we will have okra. But I just think that's so cool to see the whole process of it all. You know, I love that. I love the pride to actually do it. So many times we start stuff and we get these ideas that, oh my gosh, we're gonna go out, we're gonna do this, we're gonna save our seeds, we're gonna grow our stuff, we're gonna be self-sufficient, especially when you live in the city. It's so easy just to go to the store, just to go get another plant or whatever. And that's not the point of doing this. The point is to be self-sufficient and not to depend on the grocery stores and depend on having to go buy your seeds or your plants, right? That's the whole reason why we're doing this. So whenever we actually see this process happening, oh, it makes you so excited. It makes you want to go to the next step and the next level and just to do it. And that's kind of why, excuse me, that's why we're looking, you know, for just a couple of acres north of here. 30-40 minutes from here, I guess, would be where we'd be going, and it would be able to have some animals that we could, you know, be able to harvest and process and have our meat like we need it, have a bigger area. It's a plant that we need, you know, because a lot of things need a lot of space. And it's just, you know, we're praying on that. We're seeing, you know, where God leads us, because the last thing we want to do is get into deeper debt. We want to be as debt-free as possible. So, honestly, once the repairs are done on this house from the hurricane, you know, selling it would not be a problem at all. And, you know, if we're really smart with the money, we could be basically, practically, completely debt-free as far as mortgages and land and all that goes. So that's what we're praying on right now, and seeing where we're led, where God leads us, you know, because ultimately we follow what God, you know, wants us to do and where he wants us to be. You know, we don't want to push anything that is not in God's plan, because then, you know, things just won't prosper the way that you want them to, because you're out of God's will. And we want to stay in God's will. Even though it might not be exactly what we want, you know, it's God's will, and that's where we need to stay. Amen. So I'm fixing to go in the house. It's going to be loud because Sarah Jane and Loki's going to be excited that I'm home, and I got to get them walks. And then I'll bring you along, because I will be probably here in the next little bit putting my excuse me, putting my greens in the dehydrator. So I'm not sick, y'all. It is this stupid weather we have down here. For the past few days in the mornings, it's like 40 degrees, and then like right now it's 70. And the temperature change and everything has got my allergies and my sinuses like all confused and messed up. And every now and then I get that little spastic cough or whatever. It's so horrible. But that's where your fermented honey and garlic comes into play. You take a spoonful of that. It helps it out. So I am going in the house, and when I start my lettuce and greens in the dehydrator, I will bring y'all along with me. So I will see y'all in a little bit. Okay, so there you go. I got my greens in my Excalibur dehydrator, and this one is digital. I got the 10 tray, but I only have I think 8 trays in here. So we are fixing to set the timer. And here where I'm at, it takes about 10 hours to dehydrate this because of the humidity. And it's set at, I think, 135. Now, this dehydrator that I have is, you can actually set 2 different temps, which is kind of cool. So if I wanted to, which I did this the other day, see how it says zone A, zone B, or zone A and B, which is where I'll be, because it's the whole thing, it's the same thing. So say you wanted to do lettuce in one and tomatoes in one, which is what I did the other day. In zone A, I set the time and the temperature for my lettuce. And then in zone B, I set the time and temperature for my tomatoes, which is different on both accords. And then you just hit start, and it'll tell you how much time you have remaining, your temperature, and then if you want, excuse me, if you want to cancel it, you just go down and you cancel it. So it's really nice. If you have been thinking about a dehydrator, if you are thinking about, thinking that you're going to be dehydrating quite a bit, I would definitely look into the Excalibur, and I will try to do a link on the bottom of the comments here. I don't get anything for it or anything. It's just, I like it. I'm impressed with it. So I use it a lot. I use it quite a bit. And then once, the timer goes off, it'll beep and beep and beep until you cut it off, And it's super easy. Comes with a book. It also comes with, let me show y'all. It's right here. Also comes with, this is the book, and it's a complete guide on how to dehydrate pretty much anything at all. It's amazing. So definitely look into the Excalibur if you're looking for a dehydrator that you will want to use almost on a daily basis or very, very often. The Excalibur, I highly, highly recommend. So now that's in for 10 minutes, and I'm going to go on, and I will probably go outside right now and start picking everything that needs to be picked before it gets too hot here in Louisiana in December. So I will talk to y'all in a little bit. Hey, so the rest of my afternoon so far has consisted of Loki, my little min pin, getting off his leash and taking off running, which he does not stop. That dog will run. He will just go. And so when I finally caught up to him, thank God, he ran to, it was the very last house down our block before you get to the busy main road. And he turned the corner and kind of went into their side yard, I guess, where they had dogs, and they started barking. And so I went around the other, around some hedges, and he kind of froze because of the dogs, and I was able to catch him. If that would not have happened, that dog would probably still be running, and I might have just let him run. I'm not gonna lie. I am not like his daddy. I am not gonna take off running after that dog. And what happened was, we were in the yard. I was walking Sarah Jane and Loki on their leash, and a guy was walking. He was doing his walking or whatever. Well, Loki starts barking and pulling, and then Sarah Jane looks at Loki and jumps on Loki to shut up, man. He's like why are you barking? This guy walks every day. And then Loki takes and turns the other way and pulls, and when he does, he just slips right on out of his collar and takes off and does not listen at all. He will run. He's a little min pin, and he will run to every house and pee on something in the yard before you even get to him. And he's off to another house. But thank God, those dogs started barking and it scared him. So I picked him up, and his little butt is in his cage. He is punished. I told him, you're not coming out till your daddy comes home. I ain't dealing with you today. So Um, so I got all of my stuff harvested and cleaned up and just there waiting. Probably this weekend I'm going to make some of that green onion pesto is what I'm going to make. But I started sitting down. I thought I would finish or continue this prayer shawl that I'm making. I had to order some more thread and it came in last night. But it's just a simple pattern that I'm doing, and it's a prayer shawl for a very good friend of mine. So I'm like, well, I'll do this for a little bit, you know, until it's time for me to make coffee and the guys to come home from work and whatever. But that's what I'm doing right now. That's, you know, my afternoon, chasing Loki down the road, getting him, and aggravating. He is aggravating, I'm telling you. If he would have crossed that road, he would have been gone. Because by the time I would have got back to the house, got in my car, went to go find, I don't know where he would have been. No clue where he would have been. So, yes, thank you, God, for him stopping there. But still, I'm aggravated at him. His butt's in his cage. He ain't coming out. So, that's what I'm doing right now. I have someone coming about 3:30 to do something for me here at the house. And until then, I'm just going to crochet and work on that for a little bit. And by 3:30, it'll be time for my afternoon coffee. I don't know about you, but I drink afternoon coffee, and I need it about that time. And it'll be perfect timing, I think. So I'm going to get back to work on this. I might be able to finish it tomorrow. It's a very simple pattern. All it is double stitch, really. I mean, that's really everything on here is a double stitch, pretty much. So I should be able to finish it probably tomorrow night, maybe. It just depends on what I feel like doing. Sometimes I'll get in those moods and I will just, like, for hours, just crochet. And then sometimes I'll just pick it up and I'll do it for maybe 30 minutes and I'm done. I'm good for the day. So I'll just see where I get. But hopefully I can get it done and move on to my next project, which is actually, I started it yesterday because I was waiting on my thread. It's another baby blanket. But I'll show y'all that later. But, all right, so that's what I'm doing. This is, you know, not a very exciting day, but it is stuff that needed to be done today, and this is just some of my downtime, and so I am crocheting. Well, it is coffee time. Life happens, coffee helps. It does help a lot. So I came out here to enjoy just sitting out here on the patio and drink my coffee and look at my plants. But do y'all hear that noise? For probably the past, I don't know how many months, they have been redoing our sewer lines and our gas lines in this neighborhood. And a huge truck is right there, pumping or whatever, cleaning. I don't know what they're doing. I guess the sewage right there. I don't know. But it doesn't, it's not what I wanted to hear when I came outside. That's what happens when you live in the city, y'all. That's what happens when you live in the city. You don't get that quiet sound of nature when you come outside. You get whatever going on, whatever your neighbor's doing, whatever the city or parish is deciding to do and fix. That's what you get. That's what you get. But it is nice. It's still nice outside. It's not horribly cold. It's a little. It feels good. It does. I do have a little sweater on because our house stays freezing. Because my husband has, with his CIDP, it has messed up his, there's 3 parts to your nervous system, okay? Well, all 3 of his is messed up, and the part, which I think is the autonomic, something like that, I don't know, something like that, nervous system that controls your body temperature, is messed up. So the man stays hot. So our house stays at like 64, 65 year round. I mean, that's, you know, it stays cold because he is constantly hot because his body can't regulate temperature. So I stay cold a lot of the time, so it's not really cold outside, but it's freezing in my house. But you know, you learn to live with that. You know, he can't help it. I know that. I know he can't help it. But anyway, the day, y'all, has been really nice. I don't feel like, you know, when I make a list of everything I did, it's not really a whole lot, but I did get a lot of things accomplished. The water, which is a big thing. That's a major thing. Still in my car. I haven't unloaded it. I'm waiting for the guys to get home. I'm going to take care of some business for the company. Harvesting our stuff in the garden and getting stuff in the Excalibur to get that dehydrated, because after I put that in there, y'all, I found more stuff that I didn't realize the last time. It was so much lettuce and arugula and everything that was harvested. I still got probably a whole other batch to go in that Excalibur. So this should be done around 10 o'clock tonight. And then I will turn around and load that thing back up and let it dehydrate all night. And then it'll be ready in the morning when we get up. So we have that going on. I still have not cut my onions yet, my green onions that I got. I do need to, I washed them and stuff, and they're just in the kitchen kind of drying off, but I need to chop them up and do whatever I'm gonna do. I'm gonna save some of them in the freezer, so I'll have, you know, green onions in the freezer, but then I'll use the other ones to make that green onion pesto. Just seeing what those workers are doing over at the neighbor's house. I'm being nosy. I'm those not really a nosy neighbor, but just kind of seeing what they're doing. The coffee went down wrong, y'all. I'm sorry. So, yeah, that was my day. I spent it alone with, well, Sarah Jane and Loki, and spent it with y'all. I'm glad y'all came along with me. And got to see what my day was like today. Just a pretty calm day. It wasn't horrible. I've had way busier days. Thank God I didn't have a list a mile long. But tomorrow's a new day. We have more stuff happening. We got a funeral of a oh wow, precious man that goes to our church that very unexpectedly, very unexpectedly passed away in his sleep the other day. And so we have his funeral, his celebration of life service tomorrow. We have that, and then we have to get some stuff because Saturday, oh yeah, Saturday, y'all will come along with us with that too. We are doing a cast iron cookout with our life group at church, and we are going to be teaching them how to actually build a fire and how to cook on open fire with cast iron. So that's going to be fun. So yeah, that's something to look forward to. We're going to have some video and some footage of that. So that's going to be a fun thing. It's come along. I think we're doing poblano chili and campfire chicken, and I will probably do some baked apples in the campfire with cinnamon and sugar and butter and all that good stuff. So we will be doing that and showing them how to cook on open fire. You know, you never know when you're going to need that skill, right? Well, I am going to sit here and listen to the hum of that truck, I guess, drink my coffee and wait on the guys to get home from work and see how their day was going and just kind of relax a little bit.